Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. A happy Tuesday to you all. Happy Halloween to you all. Hope you are enjoying your day today. I am continuing to celebrate my birthday in style with the continuation of Miss Heejin's solo return, re-debut, comeback, whatever you want to call it, because we are going to be listening through the rest of Heejin's K.E.P. The title track Algorithm was a spectacularly fun time, and it's always a pleasure to hear Heejin do her thing. And I'm very excited to check out what the rest of the album has in store. I do know there's a lot of lyric credits with Heejin on it. Of course, this being a Madhouse project, there is a Park So-hyun composition in here as well. Lots of familiar producers scattered around here and there. And I'm just tremendously excited. As an Orbit myself, seeing the members kind of do their thing now, even though it isn't part of the whole Luna project, the fact that they're still active in the industry in some way, shape, and form just warms my heart. And that could be very well useful considering it is bloody snowing in October where I am in America. And it's not even that far north, and it's snowing today. So I could use a little bit of warmth. So let's see what this album has in store for us today. DJ, roll the intro. So, we have if I can find it, there we go. The K mini album, 6 tracks on it. Of course, we listened to Algorithm. That video is on the channel already, so we'll be skipping that. But before we even get to that, we have an intro track titled Kehwa. No lyrics credited. Composition, Artronic Waves, and arrangement, Artronic Waves, who worked an absolute masterpiece, a masterclass in production in Algorithm, very smartly composed songs. Let's see what the intro track has in store for us today. Oh yes, if you're new around here, Timeline Below is going to be chapter based off whatever song we're listening to, so you can stay up to date with where we are in the album and things like that. If you want to skip ahead, you can refer down there. Let's get started. Here we go. Really interesting vocal chops in this. Oh, what is this beat? Oh my goodness. Okay, that is one heck of an intro track, because I feel like we got snippets of a whole lot of things. Are they going to be directly related to the rest of the B-sides? I don't know yet. We'll find out in due course. But Kehwa, one of those intro tracks that may be kind of a teaser for what's coming up ahead. Thanks to the kind of detailed production of Algorithm, you could tie both Kehwa and Algorithm together in certain places, but it's one of those intro tracks where it's not blatantly or explicitly connected to the following track, which I find very interesting, because those are always the mysterious ones, especially if there aren't any lyrics to it. Sometimes you'll come across an intro song that's, like a minute and a half, or even an outro song. Kind of come across a song that's got a lyrics, and if it just feels like a half-length song that's really good. This isn't one of those. This isn't like a half-cut song. This is very much a teaser intro song, which works for me. I'm not mad at that. usually if it was one of those like half-cut songs and is really good, I would spend the next like 2-3 minutes sulking over the fact that the song isn't a full-length one, but we've avoided that thankfully. So let's keep our moving one time. We're going to skip over algorithm because again, we've already covered that. There's a video on the channel already. I'll go through the algorithm credits here real quickly. Lyrics by Miss Heejin herself, Jaden Jung, Artronic Waves. Composition, Artronic Waves, Yi Se Bom, Artronic Waves on arrangements, and they've done a tremendous job with the song. But track number 3, Sad Girls Club. Lyrics by Im Soo Ho. Composition, Im Soo Ho, Nasim, Dr. Han, Una Murinen. And then arrangements, Im Soo Ho, Nasim, and Dr. Han. Alright, I don't recognize any of these people actually, which is very interesting. Here we go. Starting off with filtered vocals. It's like the grown-up version of Acoustic Vivid a little bit. Hello, background vocals. There's the build. This is actually a really interesting song because it's not a very complicated composition. Like, there aren't too many moving parts to it, or too many different moving parts. But it's a very balanced song. There's like a little bit of, is melancholy the right word for it? Like, a little bit of sad, gloomy hours. I mean, it is called Sad Girls Club, but it's not like an overly sappy song either. It's a very groovy song again. That melody wasn't what I expected it to be. Quite like this 808 line, the bass line. It's a very tasteful 808. Peep the second vocal part. Oh. Having the main vocal part constantly step down, but have the ad-lib go up one. I like that, the opposite directional thing. Yeah, even when the song grows into the extra gear for like this post-chorus section, or the extended chorus section, the groove continues. The step up is noticeable. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but it just kind of naturally flows from start to finish, and that makes the listening experience really nice, especially because this is one of those songs where it doesn't really warrant a lot of physical response to it. Like, it's one of those songs where I can definitely, like, you know, eyes closed, sway side to side along with the beat, but that's really all you need to do. Like, this is one of those songs that'll make you jump up and down until you're out of breath, or headbang until you've given yourself a concussion. It's a very groovy, smooth song, and each individual part that goes into it helps in retaining it, but also, like, continuing it. which is very nice. What does it remind me of, though? I would say that this is one of those B-sides that's very seasonally appropriate, I feel like. It's kind of has a wintry vibe to it in that the pacing of it, the key of it, is kind of what you would typically see in like the winter release season. And now that we're coming up to award show season, we'll get some of the final last minute entries in the bangers department, and then we'll go into the melancholic like winter season, and I feel like Sad Girls Club will be right at home with it. Also, like the wide range. I mean, it's a Heejin track, so of course we're gonna get a wide range of vocals. But I like that we don't get a whole lot. Like, it's not too biased in one direction, whether it's like the high or the low. The song will sometimes go into the high notes, sometimes will go into the low notes, but stays in that comfortable mid range, which just to my ears is so simple and so easy to listen to. It doesn't require any like mental preparation. You just kind of sit back and relax. And I love that about this. Good start. All right, next up, video game. Quite like me a video game myself, but lyrics by Miss Heejin, Johan Gustafsson, Theodor Dahlbom, Julia Hallesen, and Hanna Lillekreutz. Composition, Johan Gustafsson, Theodor Dahlbom, Julia Hallesen, Hanna Lillekreutz. No one on arrangements. Interesting. I wonder if that's a formatting thing and it just didn't fit, or it's just the composition team did everything. Either way, I've just clocked this album, 4 out of 6 songs has Heejin credits. Only one song with lyrics doesn't have Heejin as the lead lyricist. That's spectacular. Shout out you, Miss Heejin. Well done. Plucky synths with the ambient background noise. Oh, what is going on with the production? That like warbling 808 in the background. Riser. Oh. Oh, it's very smooth. That like video games cadence is really interesting. It's so quick and snappy. Speaking of quick and snappy, it's amazing how much one percussion part changes the feeling of the song, isn't it? Because that addition of the really quick, sharp percussion hit really changed the feeling of that one verse. The instrumental part's actually getting quite interesting now. Yeah, she really slots into this. What is it? Is this technically considered R&B? I don't actually know what, because I don't really listen to R&B, so I'm not familiar with like what style this would be or if it even qualifies as it, but much like the case with Jihyo's solo EP from earlier on in the year, she really slots into the vibe of this type of music so well. Especially with those little ad-libs there as well. Oh. 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 My goodness, that final chorus, she was going crazy, that final chorus. My, oh my. Video game actually has me a little bit confused because I feel like we got like 3 different Heejins on that song, which is always actually a fun thing to come across. Whenever you have a solo song and it sounds like there's 3 different versions of the same artist on one song, it really showcases the range that they're capable of, not just like in terms of the actual musical scale, but like sonically and in terms of like genre, how much range an artist is capable of doing. And I didn't expect the song with like the very beginning, this to be the song that really kind of like caught me off guard on how much range Heejin was capable of doing. Like, Heejin's always been a really flexible vocal performer in that she's got the range and she's got the capabilities to do justice to a really wide vocal range. But this kind of smooth R&B, just like, you know, get the eyebrows frowned a little bit and just sway along with the beat type of music, I didn't expect her to boss this as much as she has so far. And that's, I think, the surprising, like, the takeaway from this album for me right now. Admittedly, we're, just over halfway through. But, yeah, it's exactly the same sensation as Jihyo's Zone EP. They slot in so well with this type of music that it surprises me how we haven't really gotten anything, like, to this level. Like, sure, Luna have done, you know, really smooth songs, maybe not quite to this nature, but smooth, kind of groovy songs in the past. But when you take one member out of a big group, put them on their own, and have them cover the entire thing, you find little details that you never would have picked up on had they still been in the group format. That's Heejin for me right now. Dang. Right. Nokia. Anyone have a Nokia growing up? I had a Nokia. That was my first phone. It wasn't a, what was it, 3610? It wasn't like the notorious, or the infamous brick. It was, I mean, it was brick shaped, but it wasn't that. Played the heck out of Snake, though. Anyways, Nokia, track number 5, lyrics by Heejin, Miss Sohyun of Triple S, S15 herself, and Jaden Jung. Composition, KZ, Kim Tae-young, Dint, Charlotte Wilson, Rachel Shevlin, and arrangement KZ and Kim Tae-young. Pretty cool. All right, here we go. Again, Nokia is one of those songs that's really taking advantage of Heejin's vocal range. Because we started really low and we've sent it really high there. 2-part harmony, peep background vocal. I was not expecting the vocals to come in after the musical sounds. I thought we were gonna get the guitar bring us back in, not a big old vocal chord. But speaking of the instrumental section, I love this kind of hybrid fingerstyle guitar between like both the electric and the acoustic guitar. Oh no, my ring light went out. Whoops. We're going with blue for the time being then. Her vocals are crazy! She's just flexing her vocals at this point. Yeah, shout out the session guitarists on this song because they really got the sound aesthetic down. Bloomin' heck. Apart from all the tech that kind of went wrong during that song, I love that. I love a vibe like that. And it's kind of taken everything I love about a ballad and spun it in a little bit of a more upbeat groove. I mean, upbeat in comparison to a ballad, a sappy ballad, but it's got the fingerstyle guitar or the hybrid fingerstyle guitar throughout the entire song, taking advantage of both the acoustic and the electric guitar sounds. And like having the instrumental track primarily be just them and not a whole lot else. Like, of course, you had the launchpad part, which didn't really come too far forward in the mix. Pretty sure there was like a very subtle string section in the second verse or the second chorus as well. And then that's all accompanying Heejin having what can only be described as a vocal flex. Like this entire album, it's been a vocal flex for Heejin. It's like, hey, I've been an artist for 7 years now. I debuted twice. But you haven't seen half of what I can do yet. And she really has like grasped this project by its reins and just full sent on going crazy with the vocals. And I love that. I love that so much. And admittedly, I had no idea what type of song this was gonna be just based off the title. Like, you know, Nokia. The name of a cell phone brand that I'm pretty sure does Nokia still exists, right? But hey, when you think of Nokia, it's like cell phones, but indestructible cell phones. But how is that going to translate musically? And then we get the chill groove that is Heejin's Nokia. It's like, kind of like it. I kind of like it. Picking B-side of the album is actually going to be quite difficult for me. Like, I know we still have one song left, but the fact that everything kind of goes into this chill groove, unless this final song is this really upbeat bop. Chill songs I find a little bit difficult to separate from each other, especially when they're all of this quality. So let's find out what this last song is. Addiction. And my phone's timed out, so I need to unlock it again. Okay, here we go. Track number 6, Addiction. Lyrics by Heejin, Jaden Jung, Ji-Hai from Monotree, San-Yoon, Isa Guerra, Casper Redson, Hwa-Song. Composition, Bad, San-Yoon. Load, there we go. Isa Guerra, Casper Redson, Hwa-Song, and then arrangement by Bad. All right, let's see what we got. Hold on a minute now. This one's quite a charming song. Like the melodic top line, quite charming. Stay up there for the second verse one time, okay. Yeah, this song's got a lot of things going for it that almost like contradict itself. It's not the brightest key in the world, but the final product is quite bright, all things considered. And also the very subtle brass section is very nice. I do like a brass section in my music, so. Nice three-step ascent, I like that. The cadence of the top line is also very charming as well. There's lots of little moments where certain words you kind of rush the syllables, and others where you really draw it out. It's not a consistent song. It keeps everything within the measure, but it kind of like biases it over to one side more than spread it evenly. Oh, and they end it like that. Oh, it's a short song. No, I was enjoying. I was hoping we could get like one more chorus or something at the end, but no, that was the end. No. And another song falls to the streaming meta. And I'm not gonna waffle on that because I do that every single album review I do. But Addiction's nice. Addiction's very nice. It's, again, retaining that vibey, groovy nature, but also packaging in a way where it's got a little bit of pep in its step. It's got a little bit of kick. Nice. It's like the kind of heat you get from cracked pepper, not from like a chili pepper, if that makes sense. It's a little bit warm and it's noticeable, but it's not overwhelming. Again, with the food analogies, can you tell I'm a big foodie? But Addiction for me is kind of one of those songs where you press play and you let it run, but you like slowly get more invested in the song as it goes on. And once you do get invested in it, the song's already over. So it's like, oh, gotta go back and listen to it again. It's a grower for me. I mean, not to say like the beginning isn't captivating, because I mean, I was hooked on from beat one. But you lock in from beat one, you start playing the song, and then it's like your interest in it, at least for me, it just like kept on growing as the further along we got in the song. And it's got a lot of little details that I like, whether it's like the three-step ascents in the choruses, starting with the really low vocal and then slowly progressing into her higher voice, staying in that higher voice after the first chorus. It's the little stylistic and compositional things like that where it's really drawing me into this. And because of it, from like a musical interest point of view, I would probably give the crown of B-side of the album to Addiction. As for just like listening to the song, it might have to go to Sad Girls Club. Sad Girls Club is a vibe. And I mean, this entire album is spectacular. But, oh, I should probably do it on the other screen. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, this entire album is really nice. It's, it's been, I mentioned this in the MV and probably at the beginning of this one as well, but hearing Heejin sing solo, you would usually have to like pick out certain moments where she had like a big vocal moment in a Luna song, or if Heejin did an OST. Because, well, apart from those, the last time we got to hear Heejin solo was all the way back during Vivid era. And her improvement and her like kind of vocal confidence in a way is spectacular. I mean, 7 years of growth will do that to an artist, especially 7 years of like really high quality music. Like Luna's music is no cakewalk. It's hard music to sing, and just you could hear vocally just how much she's grown as an artist since Vivid, and just how much power and support she has now singing in the high ranges and the low ranges, how her musical style, her singing style has evolved. And I mean, yes, Girls Reaver, she was playing a character, but it was like that was the beginning of the next era in Heejin's career. And the fact that it got packaged in this KEP and the whole everything that's gone into this, I'm extremely impressed by what she's done here. I don't know what I'm gonna end up like putting in the description section as like the main tagline for this, but this entire album is a vocal flex that the best of vocal groups would be proud of. Like, the amount of really nice, rich, and varied vocals you get through this album is so fun. Because the range doesn't really end. Like, you get a little bit of every imaginable vocal style from Heejin on this. Like, the only thing this album is missing for me, and this is purely down to the fact that I love a ballad, is a proper out-and-out slow ballad. But not every album needs one. And an album of this nature, where the entire vibe is pretty groovy and chill, I can understand why it doesn't have a sappy ballad at the end. But I would love to hear her on a sappy ballad one of these days again. Because, well, one, I'm a sucker for a really good ballad, but two, her really fluttery, like smooth, delicate voice is also very nice. Her very chill, smooth voice, though, is very nice to listen to. And frankly, I am so impressed by what they've done with this. And now begs the question, where do we go from here? What is going to happen with Artemis moving forward? Because, I mean, Hustle had her little concert series. She had her single Plastic Love, which was very good. Heejin's had her solo under Artemis now. Of course, Odd Eye Circle had their return to the K-pop scene earlier on in the year. What's next? Come. I'm very excited to find out. But that is it from me today with Heejin's KEP. Thank you all for listening along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today: let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be, checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day to day. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.